Developing news. I just got off. And guess what happens? Just as you get off, something new comes back on. Because this is developing. This is developing. Okay? Developing news. Okay? Hold on. This is serious. This is live. Okay? Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
For the full committee, Mr. Walden for his 5 minutes of, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon. And Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here today. It's not the first time we've seen you, although here I think this year probably, but certainly we appreciate the work you and your team have done dealing with the coronavirus. I think I've been in every one of the roundtables and hearings that you and your team have provided for this committee and other committees. Chairman Pallone and I were the co-moderators of the first one in the visitor center where every member of Congress was invited. And I was at the last one, and I was at the Situation Room at the White House before the break. And this, I think you all have been very forthcoming with the facts. And
This is on Global News. This is live, as you see at the bottom of your screen. This is live. Okay. This is developing news. Okay. Let's see what the U.S. health officials, CDC, have to have a White House committee briefing on the coronavirus right now.
For whatever reason, we haven't had a hearing here. Maybe wanted to wait till this one, but I think it is important that we hear from you and the team that you're leading. And I think it's important to recognize the work that Mrs. Brooks did on reauthorizing the Pandemic All Hazard Preparedness Act in the last Congress. We had big fights about that, but thank goodness it's in place because it's designed to do exactly what we're encountering today. Have a lead person in the administration, that is you, designated by the president, and a team ready to go. And so I guess I've been to enough of those briefings that I saw members kind of yawning at some point in those quote-unquote closed-door briefings because we're hearing it for the third time. Now, we're gone a week and a lot's changed, and we know what's happening in China is probably worse than we're being told.
Yeah, but what gets me is the fact that y'all are laughing. Like you're saying, he's laughing about this. There's no joke about this. Where's the joke? Maybe I missed it.
And I think the big issues there are supply chain as well as public health. We know it is spreading around the world, and we're trying to cope. And we know, and you've warned us, and Dr. Fauci's warned us, and others expect it to, this could well mutate, but that doesn't mean end of world. It can well expand. We should be ready for that. But Mr. Pallone said we have a terrific public health system here in the United States. A lot of that is driven at the local level, and it's important.
He just said, just because it's a pandemic, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. As if it's not going to hurt the economy, as if it's not going to take away neighbors and friends. Okay.
We have those communication links in place so that when we identify something, somebody coming in through an airport, the local health officials know about it at home, and we're able to deal with it. And I think it is good to get this out in the public. I would just point out that we will hear from you and the CDC, FDA, and ASPR and NIAID to give us an update on the sidecar hearing. We have had now, 80,000 confirmed cases worldwide, 2,700 deaths. The outbreak's become a significant global health concern. Yesterday, Italy
And those numbers are not real. They're made up.
By the coronavirus, 11 had died. There's still much we do not know about the outbreak. And so we'll learn more, I guess, after this budget hearing. But it is essential that we do everything we can and provide you the assistance. And I know in the meetings I've been in with everybody else on this committee that was there to attend, you've made it clear if you need more money, you'll ask us. And we've made it clear if you need more money, tell us and we'll work with you. Now, we'll want to get the specifics, obviously, but I know you've sent up a supplemental request for, I think, a total of about a little over $2 billion, $2.5 billion. Some of that's reprogramming, some of it's additional money. No sooner had that left your office than...
Now, what gets me is, instead of sitting here footing around and talking and all this other stuff, shouldn't they be telling us that they're on the verge of coming up with a cure, or they're working on a vaccination? Like, are you serious at this point? Are you serious?
Some politicians were on the air criticizing you.
Look at old boy in the background. He looked nervous as all wreck. All wreck, okay?
And so we'll be interested to get your response to that. I do think...
But this clown, he can't stop smiling. He's smiling. This guy looks like he's having a mental breakdown. Why? Okay? These people back here know that this thing is serious and it's something to be concerned about. He has the face of discernment. He has to put on a face to make it seem like it's not that bad. We all know the numbers are horrible, okay?
It's also essential to look at perspectives in terms of what Americans are facing today with the traditional flu, and that we've probably lost, 10,000 or more Americans have died from the annual flu, and we have vaccines for that and treatments for that. And so we have to think about that as well, and practice good public health. I was in...
Yes, practice good public health. Hey, you know what? The CDC was just saying, or somebody, a journalist had asked the CDC, do they know that people don't know to wash their hands for 15 seconds? 15 seconds is what you're supposed to be counting while you're at a wash sink or while you're washing your hands. 15 seconds is the appropriate time to wash your hands. That washes off all bacteria. Now, how many of these people know that their coworker, their friend, their family member only washes their hand for like 3 seconds? 5 to 3 seconds. How many? Okay. All right. So if you don't think that look, if you ain't as worried as this guy back here, if you ain't as worried as that guy right there, if you ain't as worried as him, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you feel like her. Maybe you don't know what's going on, huh? But even she looks like she's a little concerned. Maybe the guy behind him, he really doesn't care. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at him. She's totally oblivious. I don't even know if she's there. Is she there? What is she doing there? He looks concerned. So does she. Him, not so much. Her, she's totally gone. Okay? And this joker here is sitting there constantly laughing. All right. If there's any developing,
a couple other of my colleagues on the committee, and you can't go anywhere in Japan without the hand sanitizer being squirted in your hands. And it was a good lesson, I think, for all of us. But we ought to be doing a little bit more of that here, and we'd probably help with the traditional seasonal flu and spread of other diseases. And so there's a lot we can.
And that's where they're gonna come. Hey, you remember with 9/11 when they was like, if you see something, say something. You see what I mean? So if you see a person cough, say something. You see something, say something. Say, hey, You need hand sanitizer? Hey, why you coughing? Hey, you gotta get your temperature checked. Hey, you got a microchip? Hey, you're not with us, you're against us. Hey. Meanwhile, there's a guy like this, smiling, pompous, a pompous guy. And his friend back here, look at him, sad. Okay. Well, from there, let's go over here. Let's see how serious this is getting.
Learn from your team, and we'll look forward to hearing from you directly on that, on the record here.
That's another reason. That's another reason I restarted the stream, because I seen a little flux or a change in perspective. In my last stream, I seen people start coming in, but I didn't see none of the comments. Now, not that I need your comments, but I like interacting. So when I see something pop up there, I can say, "Hey, what? Why would you write that?" Or I could I can interact with the people watching the stream. So as I watched the numbers climb, but the stream comments didn't, there were no new comments, I thought that there was something wrong with the stream. So I said, you know what? I'm sure my haters are in around this time, especially with 9 to 10 people in here. I'm sure my haters are here. Let me restart this stream. Okay? Let's redo this. Let's redo this, and I would like to allow the trolls in to hear their side of the story. If I'm really insane at this point, if I'm living in fear, tell me what the U.S. health officials are telling us. Tell me what the Center for Disease Control is telling us. Okay? Since I made this channel, I've been promoting to you God and the Bible. I've been telling you that due to hatred and greed, judgment is going to befall the planet in an epidemic of bloodshed and turmoil. Okay? Earthquakes are turmoil. Bloodshed could be over food, which is resources, or when the black horse rides, he's empowered with war, and I believe a sword is given to him to kill with the sword and with famine, I believe. Okay? Now, I'll do the research to check out to make sure my scripture's right, because I could be wrong too. But at the same time, if I'm living in fear, what did Fox News just tell me? What is Bill Gates afraid of? Okay? So at this point in time, I think everybody should be living cautiously. Cautiously, okay? Hold on. I ain't done there neither. Give me 1 second. So, go ahead. This was on just yesterday.
And as the market's reaction to the outbreak causes concern for many of us, oversees the situation.
Okay, what she just say? The markets respond to the outbreak. Now, this hasn't even been here that long. Hasn't even been here that long. How our markets respond to the outbreak? So what? Coronavirus? What? What? Coronavirus? Hold on.
Causes concern for many of us overseas. The situation there is already very serious. More countries in Europe have confirmed cases, most of those patients having traveled to Italy, where the number of confirmed cases there is now 322, with at least 10 people killed by the virus.
Keeps rising, keeps rising. And you know what? Someone said, yo, man, you believe in video games. You believe in fairy tales. You believe that there's a God. You believe in make believe. You believe in the division. Okay?
Is in Iran, where you see there their health minister exhibiting signs of the virus, a symbol of a nation.
Now, my thing is, he was in Iran, right? Was he a Muslim? I don't know if he was a Muslim. And I'm not saying anything bad if he was a Muslim, but I hope that he has some form of spirituality to him, because once your vessel starts breaking down, once your body starts, and look, that guy looks so sneaky to me. Man, anyway, once your body starts breaking down, all you're gonna worry about is this. That soul, the soul that's in your heart. Actually, they say your soul resides in your brain and your head. That's why people shoot people in the head, and they shoot zombies and all that other stuff. But yeah, this is that's why I named this stream Developing News, because as this thing develops, there's like a new news segment on it every half an hour. Almost every half an hour. Now, look at the title. Center for Disease Control warns coronavirus outbreak will worsen. Okay? How worse? How worse? I implore you, if you haven't yet, no, you know what? I'm gonna do it for you. No, in fact, I'm going to let this play, then I'm going to do it.
Struggling to deal with the outbreak. We'll get to the latest from China, from Asia and Europe. But first, we begin with Steve Osinsami in Atlanta, where the CDC...
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's the wild part. I'm not going to be able to do it here, because as you see, it comes on all blurry and foggy and stuff. So I can't show you. The only way I would show you is by me streaming it. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. In fact, that may not be too far-fetched. Okay? Because in order for me to tell you about the game, I would have to have the game. I have the game. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? So I'm probably after this stream, I'm going to start streaming that. I'm going to stream U Division. I want you to see the beginning, the opening beginning. And even if you don't want to see it, it's on my page, okay? This way, it's right there. It's in good clarity, and you get to see what happens. Someone takes COVID-19 or whatever, some weaponized biochemical agent, and they take a droplet and drop it onto a dollar bill. That dollar bill goes into a cash register and contaminates the whole cash register. Okay? That dollar is removed, or the dollars that are contaminated that are removed and given out as change or whatever, that gets redistributed to other cash registers. More money gets contaminated. People are picking up money like flies. You see what I mean? So all right. That's the only way that I would be able to show you. Now, it doesn't say that that's the coronavirus. Okay. So if you're going to say, well, it doesn't say what virus, it said the dollar flu. Either way, since the Spanish flu, that's what Bill Gates was saying. Now, there's smart people out there I'll listen to, but if you're just typing to be a moron, I'm not going to listen to you, okay? Bill Gates has more success and more knowledge in this case, I would presume, than you. Not unless you're saying something with actual intellect behind it. So Bill Gates said his worst fear is this thing spreading or this thing coming upon the planet, right? So you would automatically think, well, did they have any TV shows, movies, or something that warned you about this thing happening? And then if you can point out outbreak, quarantine, contagion, if you could pick out several different movies, and now you could pick out video games that go along with this hypothesis or this theory, how much is it a conspiracy at that point? I'm just wondering.
Stark warning.
U.S. health authorities tonight say there's no doubt we'll see more of this. Americans sick with the coronavirus who need to be kept in isolation.
The doors are specially sealed.
Carl Goldman is one of 57 Americans fighting the disease.
We are asking the American public to work with us to prepare in the expectation that this could be bad.
They're called, Dr. Nancy Mencier, Director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. Okay? We're asking the American public to work with us to prepare and expect that this could be bad. All right? Now, you may say, well, how bad? Well, I would tell you to go check out The Division. Okay? Okay? The Division. In fact, it's right there in their sign. Look. First you see the eagle. You know the eagle flew. It took flight. But behind the eagle are the people. Okay? It's telling your ass, get your ass up out of here. Now, some of us can't. You may not be rich. And remember, them deep underground bases are made for rich people. They're not made for you and me. You and me cannot afford $300,000 on an underground bunker. And then, even if you did have enough to buy that underground bunker, you got to stock that motherfreaker with food. But, whoa, it don't stop there. You can't only worry about stocking it up with food. You must have, yes, people, weaponry. You need an arsenal or something to protect yourself with. You understand? So it's not just a easy $300,000 and you get to live into the you get to live past the global cataclysm. No, that's not how that works. That is definitely not how that works. How it works is you have to be close to a millionaire, okay? You have to be close to a millionaire, because after you have the money for the underground bunker, after you have the money for the your food and rations, after you have a little artillery, a little assault weaponry, protection. Once you have that, after you stay down there, you got to come out. Now you got to know the state of the environment after you come out, because they say in some cases, depending on what they drop, if it's a lot of radiation, the radiation could stay in that area for 7 years. But they do have these new bombs that don't leave no trace of radiation. So, hey, if you want to take out the chances and you don't know what could be next, then that's up to you. But me, on my side, I'm going to sit there and say, we better start watching, okay? Because God isn't playing at this point in time. And these people are getting snatched up like flies. Check it out.
In their most clear warning yet, the CDC all but promises that the coronavirus will spread here and that Americans need to prepare.
We expect we will see community spread in this country. It's not so much a question of if this will happen anymore, but rather more a question of exactly when this will happen and how many people in this country will have severe illness.
Okay. In the division, Tom Clancy, they quarantined and locked off Manhattan. I don't know if all of New York was messed up like that, but the game took place in Manhattan, and they shut down the post office and turned that into a military base, and they turned Madison Square Garden into a quarantine station where you would keep the patients. Okay, so and in I Am Legend, they showed you that they'll shut down Manhattan. They'll close off all the bridges, and they'll leave that island as a containment zone or a quarantine zone. Okay? Just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that God's judgment is upon the planet. You need to get right with God, and hopefully he'll pull us through this. But just as I read Luke chapter 24 verse 34, it says that you need to be alert and pray always that he may give you strength to get past all these imminent dangers. Okay? So you're praying for his help to get you through these things. He's not going to open a portal and get you out of here. He's not going to send down an angel and tap you on the shoulder. No, you're going to be trying to get through, and you're going to ask for the grace of God, and Lord willing, he provides you with that grace. Because for some reason, people still constantly think that God's a physical being. I don't know why. We've always been told that it's a spiritual entity. So for some reason, now people are like, well, I don't see no hand in the sky. I don't see no man. So what we pray for is that we may be counted worthy and given strength to get through these imminent dangers that are about to befall the planet. Okay? And that's another thing. I never actually had the chance to show y'all the new life of China. Streets are deserted. People are barred into people are welded into their houses. Okay? They're welding people into their houses. Hold on, let me play this.
We really want to prepare the American public for the possibility that their lives will be disrupted because of this pandemic.
At a 3M factory in South Dakota where they make masks and respirators that help protect from the disease, they're working 24/7 and still can't produce them fast enough.
We're told by the experts at NIH, CDC, that there is a very strong chance of an extremely serious outbreak of the coronavirus here in the United States.
In a hearing in Washington today, the government shared that it could need about 300 million respirators to be used by healthcare workers, but only has about 30 million on hand. That didn't go over well.
Sorry, I don't understand the question. Homeland Security, do we have enough respirators or not?
What has authorities alarmed are the clusters.
They call that a respirator. That little thing on your face. If you look at any promo trailer for The Division, they're constantly showing you respirators. Okay?
Of outbreaks happening outside of Asia that are not directly connected to Asia. On the Canary Islands off the eastern coast of Africa, more than 1,000 tourists are trapped in a hotel because an Italian guest came down with the virus. In Italy, more than 322 confirmed cases with 10 people dead, and they haven't even found the source of the outbreak. In Iran, at least 15 people were killed by the virus and nearly 100 are sick, including this health minister who yesterday was on camera downplaying the...
Hey, people used to come on here and tell me, you're producing fake news. All you're showing us is fake news. Well, guess what? The news could be fake. The footage isn't. The news could be fake. The footage isn't. So if I'm producing, and I have nothing to do with this footage, this is footage that I'm seeing. If I have nothing to do with this footage, what would it matter if the footage is, what would it matter if the news is fake? Look at the footage that I'm showing you and ask yourself, is this not Is this not something of biblical proportions? Or are we supposed to just sit here and ignore it? What we have to realize is Ebola was quarantined. Once it was coming from Africa, they was like, oh, no, you don't. He said, oh, no, you don't. No, you ain't spreading that Ebola-ness all over here. You gonna keep your Ebola-ness, your Ebola-assness over there at your house. So stay over there. They quarantine anybody with Ebola, even with the thought of Ebola. But now, oh my gosh. If you have the coronavirus, you can come in because you got iPhones and stuff. They said, hey, just bring us your imports. We don't care. We'll put you up in quarantine. And guess what? China said, we're not playing that. And they got a whole bunch of ports. Oh, man. Hold on. I'm going to show you how China's living.
Danger as he's seen coughing and wiping his brow. Today he learned he too has the coronavirus. The Trump administration today was trying to bring calm to both the panic and the economic markets. Stocks are down today again.
We have contained this. I won't say
the stock market is going to crash. It's going. I told you this last year because they was coming out with the Facebook Libra, the digital currency, and they're coming out with something called Lira. That's another digital currency. So they're definitely going into a cashless society. They're definitely starting to promote this microchip. And they're definitely going to let this virus keep on spreading. Okay? Somebody told me, oh, you're living in fear. Kudlow on coronavirus fears. Okay? I know that it's backwards. My app's acting up. I can't switch the screen so you can read it for yourself. But CNBC. Go look up CNBC. Or now look. NBC News Live, okay? So both of them are together. They're working together to get out the news. The White House, okay? So this isn't me being paranoid, all right? All right.
Airtight, but pretty close to airtight.
The president says they're throwing everything.
Oh, wait, what'd he say?
Very well under control in
Hold
our country. We have very few people with it. The people.
We already know not to listen to him.
Contain this. I won't say airtight, but pretty close to airtight.
The president says
we've contained this. I wouldn't say airtight.
We have contained this. I won't say airtight, but pretty close to airtight.
Okay. So if you're pretty close to airtight, and this is an airborne disease, does that mean it pretty much got out? Okay. That's where I'm at.
Very well under control in our country. We have very few people with it. The people are getting better. They're all getting better.
They're hoping the virus dies out with warm weather.
And Steve,
they said they hope that the virus dies out with warm weather. So now people. But what happens is when it comes back next flu season, it can potentially be stronger because no one ever found a fight for it the last season. You understand? Okay. That's where we're at. All right. Whenever someone gets a chance, can you please put something in the chat? This way I can see that the chat's working. Cause somebody was telling me that I was blocking comments. So I would like to make sure that the chat's working. So can you please, even if you put hi or I or whatever, whenever you get a chance, put something in the chat. This way I know the chat's working.
Headquarters. We heard them say today it's not a matter of if, they are saying it's a matter of when. What else are they saying?
Well, they're really concerned about the clusters of outbreaks that are happening outside of Asia, across the world, that are not directly linked to Asia. That has them very concerned, and that's why they believe that we are, in their words, certainly going to see an outbreak here. One other thing, Lindsay, that I should mention is that there's big concern about these respirators and masks.
Awesome.
There's a plant in South Dakota that has ramped up production to produce them. The government says that we could need about 300 million of those masks and respirators.
300 million of these masks and respirators. And this is okay? Nobody has a problem with this, huh? I'm living in fear? That's what they told me? All right. The Center for Disease Control is on top of it. That is now a new household name. They're giving you new coronavirus warnings. This was on hold on. Just to make sure that this is verified, right? Just to make sure it's verified. I mean, y'all should already know I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing. Ain't no reason to play. If I wanted to play, I get on the game. I get on the game if I want to play. Verified. Verified. All right. ABC News. There's the little check. The little check's up there. 7 million subscribers. Okay. Coronavirus is now on Wikipedia. On the World Health Organization. Okay. So whenever you sitting there, you're like, I'm not too sure. You can look it up yourself. But this is developing news. Look, U.S. soldier gets coronavirus in Korea. Okay? Okay? Look, over here, global news, coronavirus outbreak. U.S., that's what I was just on. ABC News, coronavirus. Okay? So, if you choose not to look this stuff up, that's on you. People that are looking for doom and gloom, it has, oh man, I don't even want to say it's here, but at the same time, yo, judgment is enacted upon the planet for the fact that people are now promoting a lifestyle that's artificial. Artificial lifestyles, artificial living, artificial intelligence, artificial technology, all this artificial stuff that's around us. So, in turn, if we're using the artificial and we're allowing the artificial to take over our mind or our body, then in a sense, we become artificial because our whole existence relies upon artificial things. So that's just something to make you think about as we're starting to see a beginning reset. I want to pull up little Greta. Where's Greta? Oh man, I heard so much stuff about poor little Greta. It was like, yeah, she works for that rich guy. Hold on. Oh, there she go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, how dare you? There we go. Oh, 5 months ago.
It's time. It's time for the abuse of children to stop. A new law gives survivors of childhood sexual abuse a chance to take legal action.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Now, she's supposed to work for, I keep on thinking Warren Buffett, but it's not Warren Buffett. It's another rich, super rich white guy. I forgot his name. But he started the Black Lives Matter thing. Either way, she's supposed to be working with him for climate change, right? But my thing is, everything that she's saying after this point is actually happening.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Okay. That's where we'll stop her. That's where I'll tell you to get yourself together with God. That's not me. I don't know her, but she's letting you know we're in the beginnings of a mass extinction. Okay? So as a pandemic rises, and as famine is soon to spread the globe due to locusts eating up the vegetation, or through wildfires burning down the vegetation, okay? It's time for you to get yourself together, all right? Somebody said, oh, you just produce scary stuff. I said, oh, yeah? Well, how come you're not doing the research on your own? I didn't tell this girl to go up there talking about people are suffering, people are dying, and entire ecosystems are collapsing. We're on the brink of a mass extinction. Okay? Hey, you look up extinction. Look up mass extinction for one. Okay? But look up extinction first. I didn't put these words in this girl's mouth. And whoever did knows what's going on. Let me play her back a little, because I don't know this little girl.
Collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth.
Yep. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. All they're talking about is money and mansions and getting bigger cars and flying off the planet in their SpaceX shuttle, or digging into the ground to build a bunker or something like that. Okay? Like she said, what's she gonna say? How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah, duh. I'm telling you, like when I come up on my streams, I am not trying to bring you no fear. I am not trying to bring you no garbage. I'm not trying to bring you no lies. And you can say, oh, you're misled. But from what the news is showing, okay, maybe I need to pull that back up. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll pull that back up for you, for those that didn't see it, or maybe you just seen this stream or whatever, okay? Because this ain't me. This ain't me. This ain't me. Okay, hold on. I don't know what she does in her personal life, nor do I care. I'm not trying to get to know the chick's personal life or know what she does here and there. I just go off that little part that she said there. People are suffering. People are dying. Any other time. People are suffering. People are dying, right? We're on the brink of a mass extinction. He told me, you're producing fear. They said, you live in fear. You're living in fear.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. For weeks, the media told you it was wrong to worry about the coronavirus.
Nope, not only the media, but certain people that come and watch my streams. Certain people that told me that God don't exist. They told me, don't worry about that stuff.
A mysterious, highly communicable, lethal disease spreading rapidly around the world. If that concerns you in any way, if you think maybe we ought to take some steps to protect ourselves from it, then you're a bigot. Coronavirus panic is racist profiling against Asians. lectured some arrogant moron at Slate.com. A writer for the Seattle Times warned that, quote, yellow peril racism was the real epidemic fear, and so on. Countless publications wagged their fingers in the face of readers and told them it was irrational, probably immoral, in fact, to worry more about the coronavirus than the annual flu.
All right, so this is on all the big news networks. This is on all the big news networks. The World Health Organization is now recognizing it as a pandemic, okay? And we still got people with their head in the sand. People got their head in the sand. People do not care what's going on. Now, if I flip this camera around and I started cursing and started playing loud music and all this other craziness, I bet you I'd have like at least a good 27 people in here. They're like, well, what is he yelling about? Why is he going crazy? What? Wow, he's playing my song or whatever the heck, whatever's going on. But they'll see this thumbnail and they're like, oh, there goes that nutty guy again, talking about God or talking about sickness, talking about death or something like that. Meanwhile, they're not looking at the fact that I'm telling them that the reality that they've been fed is a lie. That God actually does exist after they've been told that he doesn't and that there's no devil. Judgment is now raining upon the earth, and as it rains, people will suffer more, which will in turn feed those that are evil, because we know about psychic vampires and people that feed off of other people's misery, right? So as the judgments befall on the people, there's going to be a segment of evil people benefiting and getting worse, okay? That's the toxin. But eventually they get weeded out too, because this whole system has to be reset. I hope you're getting the gist of this.
Public health, and not for the first time. Wokeness is a cult. It lets you die before they admitted that diversity is not our strength. So fast forward to today. What began as a regional outbreak in the city of Wuhan, China, is now spreading across Europe. Parts of Italy are shut down tonight. Catholic services and, in some places, funerals have been suspended indefinitely. Take a look at a grocery store in Milan. That's Italy's industrial capital. The shelves are bare. Panic shoppers buying in bulk as in a natural disaster.
Now, what about a supermarket in a rural area? Huh? And then that's another thing. That's where I heard that they said that the food prices will go up due to this. But you know why? Because manpower. Some people go be too panic stricken to go out there. They're like, I'm not getting sick. I'm not getting sick. You see what I mean? Or you're going to have those that do get sick and get placed in a quarantine, and they've been driving a tractor for 10 years, or they've been doing it for 20 years or something like that. So people that actually put in time into these companies and these corporations, they're going to start getting sick. And then you're going to need somebody to fill their spot. But there's not going to be that many people. Okay? Because this virus is taking over stuff. All right. Look, panic buy. Oh, man. You can't. That's what it says. Panic buying in Italy. In Italy. Now, Italy is home of Prada, Gucci, Ferrari, right? All them nice designer fashion things, right? Guess what? They couldn't fashion them ways out of this. Look, there's a shelf full of that. I don't even know what that is on top. There's something on the top shelf. They left that in the back. But the shelf itself is bare. You know people will come back for that stuff, though. Not unless it goes bad or something. But I'm telling you the words from the Center for Disease Control. Get ready, because this may be bad. Okay? Okay.
And it's moving fast. South Korea has confirmed close to 1,000 cases of the disease so far. Japan is reporting infections at the same level. The virus has even been reported in Iran. At least 12 people have died there so far, but one lawmaker says the real death toll is at least 50. Apparently, international sanctions don't stop the coronavirus. On Friday, the Centers for Disease Control warned that it is, quote, possible, even likely, that America will have a general coronavirus outbreak as well. That shouldn't surprise you. China is the world's most sophisticated authoritarian government. Its leaders...
It shouldn't surprise you that we're going to have a general outbreak as well. That shouldn't surprise us. But what should surprise us if we have a pandemic outbreak, okay? Because the general outbreak, we knew that it was eventually going to get over here because it came from China. But a massive pandemic outbreak, you won't even hear of. You're not going to hear about it on the news. You're not going to hear about it because they're not going to report it. In fact, they may not be able to report it. Okay? It may be so bad that the general outbreak turns into something beyond general. Okay?
Have shut down entire cities, dragged people from their homes in an effort to curb coronavirus, but it hasn't worked.
Now wait, that's China. That's China, where the cop looks just like you. Now, could you imagine a place where you may feel like you're racially profiling me because I coughed? You understand? Do you see where this is going? People go be fighting and pushing each other and acting like nuts. Okay? So, for all those that said, you're living in fear. Okay? Here. Look. This, I am not playing with you. I am not playing with you. Okay? If I was playing, I'd be on the game. Coronavirus pandemic is a real fear. Okay? Okay. So, when you're sitting there saying, yo, he's living in fear, all I've been telling you so far is God's word is enacting upon the planet. We need to follow his commandments, and hopefully he'll give us the strength to endure and overcome these things that are about to come. Okay? Could you imagine having to go to school or be in a classroom and somebody you know can potentially be coughing, sweating, and you're like, why are you sick and you're at school? Now, how much more when you're at work, when you got bills to pay and you have to be there. You have to be there. Come on, y'all better stop playing with this. Deadly outbreak. That's not me living in fear. That's not me trying to promote to you fear. Okay? I'm just letting you know I've been on the watch out for this type of stuff. Okay? Dang. Oh, you know what? I want to show y'all how they're living in China. I would like to show you how they're living in China. Because they said that microchip is supposed to have body temperature on it. They said they said that it was going to have body temperature. They said the microchip will be able to read your body temperature better. That was today. That was on today. Okay. And I would have flipped it, but the app is acting crazy. So you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this Bill O'Reilly style. I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do it live. Hold on. I'm gonna show you how China's living. Hold on. Can COVID-19 be stopped? And see, that's another thing too. Why does this thing have two names? Can anybody tell me that? I think this is it. Hold on. This may be it. Oh, okay. No, this, yeah. All right. Hold on. Oh no. They did me greasy.
The media told you it was wrong.
Okay, hold on. Ty, look, yep. You see what they do? They viewer discretion. Cause they don't, for some reason they want to hide this stuff, and that's not cool, bro. Oh no, yeah. They took it down. So now they have videos of how China's quarantine is going. Okay? And they're taking it down because they they know it's about to hit here. The whole city is quiet. Look, these are all verified. Global News. The Today Show. That was a month ago. Okay? Y'all can always do this research on your own. Quarantine. Look, drone shows Wuhan deserted after corona quarantine. And do you know what CME stands for? Coronal mass ejection. Coronal mass ejection. So why do we have a coronavirus and a threat of a coronal mass ejection on the planet? Why is that? How is that happening? Okay. Hold on. Oh, this may be it. This may be it, where they're checking your temperature.
Tonight, a drastic measure.
Right there, boom. Look, boom. Okay, hold on.
Million people, no travel in or out, where the contagious coronavirus was first detected and is spreading fast. Our Janice Mackey Freyer left this drastic measure.
So, I was wondering, because the chick just said today that there's 1,000 people in Russia that got themselves microchipped with the RFID chip, right? So when I go back to the Bible, I understand where people would put it in their hand, because that's where the prototype was. The prototype was instead of you losing your credit card or your ID or something like that, that you can inject yourself or implant yourself with a microchip. So you have all your information and stuff. Well, today, I just seen the lady saying that Russia, or 1,000 Russians, have implanted this microchip. And it'll be easy, or it can it can read your body temperature, and it'll have your medical records on it. So once I heard that, I was like, well, why would people start putting it in their forehead? Because the Bible says that they'll have to have a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So now I was like, well, why is that? The hand I understand, because when you go to a register, you can just scan your hand. But I didn't understand why would people put this microchip in their forehead. Well, lo and behold, the lady said that the microchip can read your temperature. And as you see on the screen right now, they have these little handheld devices that can read your temperature from your forehead. I also heard from a medical examiner or medical person that the best way to check a person's temperature is the back of their right hand, I believe. Okay, so this is where we're at. This is where we're at. So that microchip was implanted or in the forehead so they can check or regulate body temperature. Now, why is that important? Because right now, as you're watching this, they're using these devices to check people's foreheads for their body temperature. So if they're not getting a precise reading, that microchip will give them a precise reading. Thank you. Okay? They also, I don't know if you was here for the last stream, I'm going to let you know now. They also said that they had a Chinese man, 78 years old or 76, under quarantine for 14 days. They let him off of quarantine. He went home and showed symptoms 27 days later. So if that's not something to make you think, well, eventually they're going to tell everybody to get these microchips so they can read their, because you know what? It's going to force you. It's going to make you say, hey, you know what? I want my freedom and I want to make sure those that are around me aren't sick. But I also want to make sure I'm not sick. So I'm going to get this microchip so I can make sure my body temperature is good. Years, you haven't had to worry about your body temperature. Okay? Now, how many flus have came and went? How come they haven't been doing this? They should have been doing this with SARS. Now, if you're Chinese and they've been doing this for years, I'm new to it. I've never seen nothing like this. But if this is new, then this should be freaking you out too. Okay? But it's new to me, so that's why it's freaking me out. But this is where they start putting microchips in their heads. And I was like, why would somebody put a microchip in their head in order to buy and sell? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not understanding that. But now I'm understanding. Because of a pandemic, these people went and got microchips in their heads and in their hands so you can read their temperature. Meanwhile, at current, as you're seeing in the prototype phase, these people don't need to have microchips. But to get a more accurate reading and to make sure that you don't have no virus, they want to regulate, because that's another thing. It's going to keep record of your temperature. Just like a digital footprint, okay? Monday, you had a temperature, and it's probably going to take your temperature hourly. Okay, it's probably going to record it hourly. This way, when they read into your medical records, they can see how you're progressing. Okay? They've been planning this. They told you that this is the mark of the beast. And where did they first prototype this? In animals and dogs and pets. Okay? They could find out the temperature of the pet. They could find out the weight and all that stuff. Well, guess what? Now they upscaled it to humans. And they're going to present it to you in a mindset that you're going to be running to get this thing. Okay? Okay. So that's where you're going to be running to get it. You're going to want to make sure you don't have the coronavirus, and you're going to want to make sure that you regulate and keep a monitor on your body temperature. All right. So I'm letting you know where the Bible's real. Okay? Okay. 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 So you can play with it all you want. You can play with it all you want. You are now seeing people being scanned in their face. Okay? This is normal to them. All right? And if you know of any reason why somebody would take a microchip in their forehead, please tell me. Tell me. Okay? But otherwise, just like that lady said, hold on. You must think I'm playing. You must think I'm playing. I ain't got to play with you. I ain't got to play with you. Hold on. I ain't playing. And just to let you know, she's gonna verify it's the same microchip from Sweden. So whenever you get a chance, you can go on you can go right on here and put in Sweden microchip, as I've done in many streams. Okay? I'm not doing it now. You do it. Okay?
Able to scan cash out with kind of moving toward a cashless society.
What does this trend toward an electronic and cash?
Host and investigative journalist Ben Swan, thank you everybody for being here. Now, of course, Sarah, I want to start with you today because you are the one who actually has been doing the research on this story. So what is going on in Russia and how is it picking up there?
Well, Russia has been the most recent country to pick up with looking. It looks like over 1,000 Russians have been chipped as of late. Now, it goes back to how chips are being used around the world, right? So it's to start cars, to turn on smartphones, computers and printers, monitoring body temperatures, and store medical information or business cards like we're seeing.
Okay, business cards too. Medical information, body temperature. Stop playing with the word of God. I implore you to start doing your research today. Definitely don't get that microchip. Okay, hold on. Like I said, when I come here, I'm coming for a reason and I'm coming to show you. Hold on. Okay. Right there. Boom. So, if you take that microchip, you will be subjecting yourself to the wrath of God. If you don't believe so, do your own research. Go read it in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Okay? All right. So, I ain't got time to play with you. I'm just here to warn you. I'm letting you know that this stuff is going down. This is something to definitely keep an eye out for. Okay? People, look, check. Okay? Checks. All I present to you is checks. Okay? I present checks to you. So this way you could be rich in knowledge. All right? I don't know if you're trying to get money, that's on your own time. You do whatever you need to do. But what I'm trying to show you is that this is here, okay? We're here. We're in the end of the Bible. We're headed towards the end of the book. Now, I'm not saying that this is as bad as it's getting, because it's going to get way worse. But I'm letting you know that the words of fruition are coming to fruition, okay? So you play with it if you want. I'm here to let you know, don't get this microchip. The locusts are spreading around the planet, okay? Wildfires are extreme at this point. Australia had wildfires. Half the Amazon done burnt down. California had wildfires. There's earthquakes going on, okay? So don't play with it. This is developing news. They're holding live conferences right now about this coronavirus. And this little microchip, they didn't tell us before, can monitor your body temperature. But now they're telling us it can monitor our body temperature and keep a record. Because if it keeps your business card, it's going to keep a record. It's going to give your address and all this other stuff. As it's supposed to. Because it was used to trace lost pets. So we know that this is a tracer, okay? This is a tracker being implanted in people. And look, she's got a happy smile and she said, I've been tracked. They care about me, okay? All right. So I really hope all of you have a lovely, blessed day. I hope you really get in tune with your Lord and Savior, your Creator. All right. I know that his name isn't what they say his name is because they're not going to. This evil world wouldn't tell you the name of the true God. That's just how it is. If you could ask the president, what storm's coming? And he looks and he says, you'll find out. They're not going to tell you the name of Christ. They're not going to tell you the name of the Son of God. They're going to tell you his name's Jesus. Now go sit down. Because if you say the Son of God's name, the more you say it, the more purity has to come. The more the demons flee. You see what I mean? But so many people come out and say, I'm the Christ. I am Jesus resurrected. And you're like, whoa, how are these demons able to use the name? Because that's not the name. That's not the name, at least in my belief. Now, if you believe that that's Christ, you believe in Jesus Christ, then you can. Heck, sometimes I slip up and I still call that name. You see what I mean? But ultimately, we know that they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. I feel like that name is so magical that it would just bring certain things down. You just like, oh wow, that's got to be the name, because they can't act out. That has to stop them. Whereas some people will say, God isn't here, or where's Jesus now, or something like that, or haha, you believe in Jesus. No. That can't be the name. The name has to be so holy that they're like, oh, if I consecrate that name, I'm going to be consecrated. Okay? So that's where I'm at. And I think that we better start getting in spiritual tune. You better get in tune spiritually, because everybody's already becoming materialistic. And once you know you ain't got no more money, and they done switched over to a digital currency due to a pandemic, you're going to be looking like her. You're going to say, you know what? I'm going to get me a chip. Hey, as usual, thank you for coming to the stream. I love you all. God bless you. Get right with God pretty soon. Get right. Get right. Hey. I like interacting with the stream, and I like answering back. Thank you, Weed Farmer, for coming into the stream. But at this point in time, I'm streaming what I see. And what I'm seeing isn't good. Okay? I've had this channel for a year now. I've dealt with the trolls telling me, you're nuts, you're crazy, this guy's loony, or whatever the hell. And I've been trying to tell them, you better get right. But salvation, yes, it says salvation is to be obtained through fear and trembling. So it says, seek out your own salvation through fear and trembling. So you can warn other people as you're supposed to. We're supposed to be spreading the gospel and letting people know that, you know, time is up. Time is up. Get right with God before he judges you harshly. Okay? Those people over in China may not have had that same chance. The reason I say that is because before the coronavirus, the Christians over there were getting persecuted. So I'm hoping enough of our prayers went up and they said, you know what? Save them people from over there. Quarantine them, lock them in their house. They're better off locked in their house than sitting there religiously fighting over Buddhist and Christian and chopping each other up and burning each other and killing each other over ridiculous things. Okay? So that's where we're at. And all hatred, greed, and violence will be removed from the planet. That's written. That's prophecy. And it's in action. It's enacting right now. So I really implore anyone, do your own research, but I definitely implore you to get right with God. That's number one. Okay? Bless you too, bro. Bless all of y'all. Hey, you know what? There was at one point in this very stream, at one point, there was just one person in here. And that one person will tell you, I'll stream if there's nobody in here. Okay? Because for one, it's going up to YouTube. So I know somebody's going to eventually see it. And if nobody sees it, then it's definitely meant for y'all to see. So whoever's going to see it is definitely meant to see it. I thank you for being here. I love you with all my heart and soul. That's why I don't show you my and you know what? Eventually I'll do a face reveal, possibly, maybe, but at this point in time, I'm gonna speak to you like this, through my soul. I'm gonna speak to you, you're gonna hear my words, and my soul is trying to connect with your soul, because all I'm connecting through y'all with is comments. And I hope I'm reaching y'all. I hope someone understands what I'm saying. I embrace all of my trolls. You know why? Because you're still hearing it. You could denounce it. You could say that it's a lie all you want, but you're still seeing it. And you know that I didn't produce none of this stuff. Okay? I'm producing it on your screen, yes, but I didn't give the news segment. I didn't look, NBC, nightly news, okay? I didn't have nothing to do with that. Al Jazeera, okay? That's not me. All right? So I'm here to give you the news and let you know what's going on. There may have been other playroom prophets or playroom preachers or whatever the heck they want to call me, but I'm going to still keep on doing what I'm doing on my stream, which is updating you and letting you know that the plague that was Bill Gates' fear. We were all fearing the next Spanish influenza. Well, the Spanish influenza turned into the Chinese influenza. Okay? So now we're looking at a Chinese flu, a China flu. Okay? So, with that, I implore you and beg you, get right. Okay? Try to. Hey, don't move by me. Don't move by me, because I'm not perfect. I can get this not the chip, because I already know not to get the microchip. I can get the coronavirus. I can any of these judgments that's happening upon the planet, I can get. I'm no better than you. I'm the only thing that I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say the only thing that makes me better than you, but that doesn't even make me better than you. I'm not better than you. There's no way I'm better than you. I just see this stuff. I know it, and I'm bringing it to the playroom. So just like it says in, hold on. This way I let you know. I want you to know that I'm not better than you. I want you to hear what I got to read. Okay? Now this is in the Bible. For all those that say, oh, you're reading fairy tale or fiction. Hold on, I got something for you. I got something for you, boy. You're reading a fairy tale book. Hold on, please. Don't you worry, I got something right for you. Okay, hold on. Okay, right there. Hold on. Oh, they ripped it out. Oh, but that's not a matter. That's not no matter. Right there. Boom. Oxford. Wait. Dang. Okay. Oxford. And see, it's backwards. But you know what? You hear my voice. Oxford. Oxford is a university. Okay? Oxford University. Look it up. In fact, you know what? I ain't playing with you. I'm going to look it up for you. Hold on. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing. Because everybody, oh, you reading fairy tales. Listen. Okay, prestigious university. Now, why is that important? Because if this was a fairy tale book, we would be reading from Dr. Seuss or something like that, right? Correct? Okay. All right. So I'm going to read this real quick. I'm not no better than anyone in here. I'm not better than Evil Ways. I'm not better than Sir Raider. I'm not better than none of the trolls. Okay? Listen. It says, Luke chapter 21, verse 34. Keep a watch on yourselves. Do not let your minds be dulled by dissipation and drunkenness and the worldly cares, so that the day closes upon you suddenly like a trap. For that day will come upon all men, wherever they are, the whole world over. Be on alert. Pray at all times for strength to pass safely through all these imminent troubles and to stand in the presence of the Son of Man. Now, right there. Why would a college write that? Why? And see, like I said, I know it's backwards. But I'm showing you that I read from the book. Why? Why would that be a fairy tale? Okay? So I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We're supposed to learn off of each other. And what I'm telling you now is these words are enacting. Okay? Like I said, as usual, I appreciate everyone that usually comes. I appreciate and every time, see, that's what I'm saying. Where's the ones that was telling me that I was believing in a fairy tale? Where's the ones that was telling me that I'm living in fear? Because right now, at this point in time, I can actually pull up a news segment that's telling me that we need to start living in fear. There's a news segment saying that we need to live in fear. So if you're telling me that I'm living in fear, and I'm telling you that the words of God are enacting upon the planet and not to be fearful, but to follow the commandments of God, how am I wrong? Am I bearing you bad fruit? Because later on, I'm going to get judged for it. I put up a stream. I knew you really couldn't reply. All you're doing is typing. Okay? So it's up to me to actually look over to see what you're replying or what you're responding, and then it's up to me to respond. Some people actually just shut off the comments. I'm letting you respond. So if I'm giving you bad fruit, I'm going to be judged for it later on. So you let me know what bad fruit I'm presenting to you. The fact that there's a God, because that's what people are telling me that I'm wrong about. Either way, I end out all my streams with Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, power, and glory is yours forever and ever. Amen. Hey, you know I'm going to be back. Because there's always something new. Now, I know I took off like a 3-month vacation or hiatus, but you know what? At the same time, I don't always have to be on here screaming at this camera. I don't have to be here. You can do the research. It's coming out on the news. It's right there, so I'm verified. Anytime I come to you, I'm showing you verified channels. And if I'm not showing you a verified channel, I'm using the video that I'm showing you for educational purposes or something that links back to a verified channel. So cut it out. Cut it out already, okay? I'm not coming to give you no BS. Anytime if you go to any of my streams or if you watch any of my YouTube videos, okay, then you'll understand that I'm not trying to pull your tail. There's no reason for me to. But with that said, thank you for actually sitting here and listening to another one of my streams. I love you all with all my soul. Y'all are my spiritual family, obviously, because y'all sit here and y'all understand where I'm at, okay? Oh, hey, Riff. Satan rules this world. God gave us free will to fight him. My problem with that Riff is Satan is more powerful than us. We need the power of God in order to defeat Satan. So, just like you said, Satan rules this world, but he rules it through violence and bloodshed and manipulation. And there's just so many ways and facets that he's in rule of this world. But that's the thing. in Job, I believe it was the 2nd chapter, Satan had to present himself when God called the angels, or when God had a meeting with the sons of God. Satan came amongst the sons of God, because what is he? Okay, then. So he's not really in control. I don't think he really rules it, but God rules it. He allows Satan to do certain things upon the earth. Satan, or actually the devil, I believe in the Greek, is broke down to deceiver. So he's just a trickster at the end. Or they said in some languages, devil means adversary. So that just goes through certain, it just goes through so much. All right. But either way, at the end of the Bible, he doesn't rule the earth. God does. So we always have to remember. I remember the atheist story they used to tell me where God gave the devil 7% of his power. And now God could fight Satan, and Satan could fight God. And you're like, 7% of infinite power? What the heck is that? So I already know God's in control of the planet. The devil is like a lieutenant, and he has to report back. Okay? Because once this anarchy comes down, it says in the Bible, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for Satan has come down unto you, having great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time. Okay? So I'm not giving you bad fruit. I'm trying to give you the best fruit as possible. We got to get right with God. Okay? Satan is weak, in my opinion. He needs us to feed. He needs to feed off of us. Yes. Yep. I believe so too. Our energy. Artificial intelligence is long arm of Satan. Yeah. Yep. Because once they build one of them drones, they're going to be taking over. But I appreciate every one of y'all that come to my stream. I appreciate every one of y'all that actually sit here with me. I love y'all with all my soul. I really have to go though. And as development, as stuff develops, best believe I will be bringing it to you, because this coronavirus just keeps on getting worse and worse. So if you ever have the chance, please go out there, or go on YouTube, type in The Division, or actually play the game. The game's got to be like $5 or $8. Look at how bad Manhattan got off of a dollar flu. Okay? A dollar flu. So now we're looking at a China flu right after the pandemic of the Spanish flu. So everyone, just, don't build up with fear. Of course, because ultimately we know that everyone goes. So we should be spiritual already. We should know that everything of this world doesn't last forever. Your PlayStation will break down, your car will break down, your bank account will go to zero, your lover will cheat, your best friend will die, something will happen. So we should always be holding God closer to our hearts. Okay? That's the way I feel. I love you all. Thank you for sitting here and listening to me. Most don't know what idolater is. Wow. Idolater is somebody that upholds something past God. It doesn't matter if it's a person or a statue, because statues were idols back in the days. So now these video games could be statues or idols. These phones can be idols. These tablets, anything could be an idol. So if you're putting your more of your time into that than to seek connection with the spiritual creator, I don't know what to tell you. But guess what? I love you all, and I hope to see you again tomorrow on just any stream. But I'll try to get back up with you. Love you all.